Jen, I might need that too. I responded to your email yesterday, but I don't see the agenda attached.
You didn't get the agenda? Yesterday it was a separate email.
Okay.
I will send it. And I'm basically just forwarding you guys what I sent to everybody else yesterday. So I sent it to you, Joni, yesterday at 5:17, but I'll send it again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. So we're now recording. You do not need to show your face if you don't want to show your face. I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to be spending a lot of time sharing my screen with you, and then I will give you some time to work on your own Canvas page. So the thing is please don't get overwhelmed. A lot of the times if you go into your Canvas page, go to a class that is an old class that you have, and let me tell you, you're going to have a bajillion of them because we've been doing this, I think, since 2015. So it'll have every class that you've ever taught, even though you didn't know it was on Canvas, it truly was. So if you want to practice on those ones so that it's not showing the kids, you can absolutely do that. If you're looking along the bottom, what do you see on your screen? Does it say participants or anything like that? What's it say on the bottom? So somebody has to say something.
Yes, it says invite participants, share screen, chat, record reactions.
Okay, so if you click on participants, what's going to happen over on the right-hand side, you should be able to see everybody that is on in our class right now. Can you guys see that?
Yep, we should get
Okay, so down at the bottom of that, there's also different idea, like, so you can either do a thumbs up, thumbs down. If you click on the three buttons that have them above more, you can have clapping. Nobody gets to have a coffee break. You can all just wait around for everybody else. If you don't understand something, you can say, oh, see, look at, somebody just did that. You can raise your hand. There you go, Marcy, good job. And it's a toggle switch, right? So if you do have a question, please make sure that you ask or say, you know, hey, go slower. I'm gonna try and go with the majority. We only have an hour, so we're kind of limited on time. So even if we don't get through everything on the agenda, we will do our absolute best. So what I'm gonna do for you first is I'm going to share my screen.
Wait, Jen, how do you want us to ask questions, in chat or just say it?
I would, to be honest, it's hard for me to monitor both things at the same time. So I would prefer that you ask a question verbally.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great question. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. And for those of you that haven't had a chance to see what we're doing today, this was our recording. That was your warning, just so you know, you're getting recorded. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go to your Canvas. And if you don't already have it bookmarked, I would highly suggest that you get it bookmarked. Is there anybody in here that cannot access their Canvas account? Speak now.
I'm not sure where mine is.
So go to ferndalesd.org. Can't hear you, Maggie.
Can we do this while I see the beginning Canvas agenda?
Yeah, you can absolutely work anything on your computer that you want, and I want you to.
And how do we open Canvas and have Zoom open?
Okay, so what you should have on yours, up on the top, you should have something that gives you an option for your viewing, and you want to choose side by side.
Yep, up at the top.
Yep, it's like a little black thing that says viewing options. If you click on it, then you can choose side by side. Yeah.
At the top.
Oh.
Exit full screen. That's the other thing you got to do.
Yeah, exit full screen and then go the viewing options side by side.
Is that on Zoom or is that on?
On Zoom.
It's next to where it says viewing Jen Rottle's screen. There's like the little green bar that says viewing her screen. And then you click the drop down next to it.
What are we supposed to hit up?
Side by side. And then you're supposed to open Canvas. Still can't hear you, Maggie.
Yeah, no, I know how to do this. I'm just, you know, in light panic mode, just trying to multitask.
Okay.
It's really complicated to like be doing both. Like even, I mean, and I've done a bunch of this stuff and I'm still like, what? It's really hard to get this side by side to work right.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine's working right. Do I need to now just to get back to my Chrome so I can go to FSD?
Yes. So click on the bottom and click on Chrome.
Oh, and then you have to like minimize, you have to like make both of the boxes smaller so they fit side by side. Duh, Marcy. Okay.
Okay, so Maggie, I'm gonna start going, okay, because we can't just wait.
I was having internet problems, so I couldn't get up to speed. So I'm going to try to get up to speed. I'm not quite to the Canvas site yet, but I'll try.
Okay, so what you're going to do is on your dashboard, you'll see cards. And when you're seeing your cards, this is a viewing option for cards. If you go to these 3 action buttons up in the top, you can go to a list view as well. See, I don't really have a list view, so there's nothing really for me to do. I like the cards. Within these cards, you can change the colors. You can move them if you want to. You can adjust your dashboard as you see fit. If you don't know how to make it so that you're only seeing your current classes, what I would suggest you do is you go to that My Playlist and you look at how to clean up your dashboard. I don't really have the time to show you that right this very second, but I do have a tutorial for you. So please refer to that. A lot of the times what I'm going to do is if I already have a tutorial, I'm going to send you to that tutorial on my YouTube channel so that I'm not wasting everybody's time going through those steps. One of the very first things that we want to talk about is some of the vocabulary. So this is the dashboard. All right. If you have never used Canvas before with your kids, you will probably want to send them the video on how to clean up their dashboard so that they can see your classes as well. The deal is though, is that you're going to want to name it something so that, or know the exact name so that they can find it easily. And I'll show you how you can rename that. All right. Next thing is I'm going to go into my health class.
Hey, Jen?
Yeah.
When we click on the side-by-side mode, it doesn't give us side-by-side where we can see 2 windows. It gives us side-by-side where we can see your picture and then like a tiny little version of Canvas.
That's
the only
true.
way we can't see our screen and your screen at the same time unless we minimize both of them.
Right.
Can you go up to the top and drag it to the left and see if it'll split your screen?
Yeah, no, I mean that I can do. I'm just saying that that side-by-side option is not for the Zoom window and the Canvas window. That's for your picture. Yeah, so yeah.
I think
So-
Marcy, Marcy, are you saying what I'm seeing? That it's so small I can't really see it, so I have to just go full screen. So I can't see my Canvas next to the presentation.
Yeah, with only one screen, Jen, it's really hard for us to see your Canvas and our Canvas at the same time.
Okay, so it might be that you guys need to get really, really good at clicking between the 2.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know that it's really hard to do this side by side.
Yeah, so if you guys want to click through the 2, you know, your screen and my screen, what I might do then is I might show you a little bit and I'll give you time to play with your own, show you a little bit, give you time to play on your own. Does that sound good?
That sounds good. Will we also have access to this recorded video?
Yes, sir. I will send you a link.
Okay, so we can always go back.
Yep.
Perfect.
And watch it however many times that you need to. Let me
All day
just tell
long.
you, I was not happy with making myself videos or hearing myself talk, and I am so over that now. So, okay, so here's the deal. One of the things that the district wants us to do is to set up our Canvas in a way that it is consistent or pretty close to being consistent between each of all of our classes so the kids don't get confused. The nice thing is that they want us to either basically be showing the modules as this is my home page and it is a page. They want kids to either go in right to the announcements page or go into the modules page. So one of the words that you need to understand is modules equals units. So for example, and you also have to understand that I have literally everything in Canvas. So do not get overwhelmed by this. In my case, what I've done is anytime I make an assignment, I put a teacher version on here so that I can use it again next year, so that it's basically my lesson plan. But for you guys, all you have to do is put your assignments for your students up. I just have mine built out so that I have the teacher lesson and then the student assignment. So modules equals your units. So if you're doing a certain math concept, that's your unit. That's your module. And then all of the other assignments or pages fall underneath that. Questions?
Yeah.
Yes. So I just wanted to let you know, when I started this back in the fall, I set up my home page to be my modules. So I trained my kids to just go to the home page because it was at the top and it took them right there.
Perfect.
So that's what they're doing. So I hope that's all right.
Yep, okay. Totally okay. Chris. Oh, muted. Still muted.
I'm sorry. I was trying to chat it to you and then your conversation ended and I got discombobulated.
Yeah.
So as far as setting them up, Jen, when you have an ongoing routine like your edutyping thing, do you set that up as the module and then just the assignment is that weekly score?
No, I actually don't use my edutyping within Canvas at all. I have that just completely separate. When the kids would come into my class, their routine was you need to check your Canvas and then open a separate tab and go to edutyping. So that was what it was every time. And then when they were checking Canvas, for my kids, they were always going to the announcements. So in my class, you'll see that I had an announcement every day. So then the kids would know exactly what they were going to be doing that day. And I also had it so that if they were absent that day and they'd be like, hey, what did I miss? I'd be like, check Canvas. I don't got time for you. Like, check Canvas. And so that was really helpful because kids could look at Canvas while they were on vacation or someplace sunny where I wasn't, that I could send them a little bit of hate and be like, haha, you still have your stuff to do.
Can you click on one of your announcements so we can see the whole thing, please?
Sure. Okay, so in our health classes, what we did was we did 3 weeks worth of lessons for our kids. And then we're just, when it's time for us to mail them home, we're just mailing them home one week at a time. So for example, this is my lesson or my announcement for this next full 3 weeks. And what I've done is I've created the lessons and then I've linked these to the actual assignment within Canvas. That's kind of like an intermediate level thing, but if you want to figure it out, we're going to be covering that in the intermediate Canvas as well. I prefer this kind of situation since we're in a distance learning model. That way the kids can look at the date and they don't have to monkey around anywhere else in their Canvas. They can just click on it and it'll take them to their assignment.
So how does that, okay, sorry, I understand. So how do we make, are you going to show us how to make an announcement? Of course you are. I'm going to stop talking.
Okay. All right, so some of the other things to know about are files. Files are basically things that you are uploading from your computer. So let's say you are uploading a picture or a video or a PDF, something like that, that you are putting up into your announcement or in a page or in an assignment. Now a page, what I use pages for is basically an informational grabbing space. because you can't assign it to a kid, but you can open it so that they can see it. So for example, if I wanted to put some statistics about the Healthy Youth Survey during our vaping unit, I could put that infographic into a page, and I could refer the kids to that page if they wanted to look at it for research purposes. Okay. The next thing is the assignments. So everybody really wants to make an assignment. The deal is that there's always a couple different ways that you can make an assignment. If you go to assignments over on the left-hand side, that's a menu. You'll see right here where all these little I's are crossed off. What that's telling me is that my kids can't see those things. So they can only see the things that don't have the little eyeballs next to it. If it was me, I would make all of these things except for your announcements or your modules, whichever it is that you're going to use, make them disappear for the kids if you've never used Canvas before. And I'll show you how to do that. So when it's time to make an assignment, there's a couple different ways. You can make it directly from here. The problem that I have with that is that my little anal retentive self doesn't like that, because then it's just going to show up randomly over here. And I don't want it to show up randomly. I want it to show up in my module itself. So what I do when I'm making mine is when I click on my modules, then I can choose a module that I want to make an assignment through. And what I would do is I would click on this plus button. Now, this looks super overwhelming. The reason it looks super overwhelming is because I have a buttload of assignments, right? So I have a ton of assignments already. If I want to just make a new assignment, I click on New Assignment. This is also a drop-down menu. So if I wanted to, within this module, I could upload a file, I could create a page. Remember, that's the information page. I could insert a discussion inside this module. I could do all of these things just by clicking that one plus button.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your screen was too tiny for me to see where you just clicked to go there.
Sure. Yep. Okay, so what I would do is if I've created a module, so let's create a module. So if I'm going up here, so write this down, I'm going to have you just play.
Okay.
What you're going to do, you're going to go to modules on the left-hand side. You're going to go up to the top and you're going to click on the plus module button. And then you're going to give it a name. So Canvas beginning. And then I'm going to say add it. Now, here's the deal. When you add something, it always adds at the very freaking bottom, which is kind of a bummer, but you can move it. So if I wanted to move this to the top, I can go on the 3 action buttons and I can move that to the top. So I'm going to move it up to the top. And there it is right here at the beginning. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the plus button within my module. And I'm going to click New Assignment, and I'm going to name it something.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And then I'm going to add it. So you'll see that I have it right here. So what I want you to do is I want you to click over to your own screen. I want you to go to Modules on the left-hand side. I want you to go up to the top. I want you to click on the blue plus module button and then name it. And then I want you to create an assignment. Ready to go.
While people are doing that, Jen, our Canvas login, is that something we should just know, or is there a universal that they kind of?
It's your first name dot last name and then your password to your computer.
So Jen?
Yes.
If you were setting up, like we have these routines like iReady,
Mhm.
would you just keep that completely off your Canvas page, or would you just have a link to iReady and then just put that score in Skyward?
You can totally choose.
Okay.
That's completely and totally up to you. If you are okay working with the two systems, knock yourself out and do the two systems. I don't have a problem with it, like for the EduTyping and my Canvas stuff. But if you want to keep it all in one spot, but the thing is, you'd have to make an assignment for every time you did an iReady. Like
Right.
if you know what I mean? So it might be easier if you just give them the assignment, but then make it into a page.
Uh-huh.
So that they, with the link to iReady and telling them where it is that they're going.
Right.
And then you check iReady, because you can check iReady, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you check iReady and then just keep it in there. That's
Okay.
what I would do.
Okay.
You could also put it in your daily announcement too, if you want, because I think some of the, if you're thinking about all the kids, like we have some kids who will remember every day to go to iReady, but then we have
Oh
some
yeah, I would definitely put it in your announcements.
Hey, Jen.
Yeah.
I can't even get the menu on the left. Help me.
Okay, so can you,
I have-
do you see the 3 little hamburgers up at the top? These 3 lines?
Hold on. Should I click dashboard or something?
So are you in a class?
No, I'm in my dashboard. It looks like it's.
Okay, yeah, so get in a class.
Okay. So just
Yes.
any one of my classes. Okay.
Yeah, or choose an old one. If you want to,
Oh.
like, that's what I would do.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't mess with the kids. So you guys, if your class isn't published and you have to specifically publish your class, if it's not published, you can monkey around with it all you want, and your kids aren't going to see it because it's not published.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
When I create assignments, I usually go into the assignment category and create them, and then I can like attach a file and all that good stuff. I don't see how I can do it within the module. Are you going to show us how to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys about 2 more minutes.
Jen, just to clarify off of what Tracy just asked, so I'm in modules. I create a module. I just called it fitness.
Yep.
I added an assignment and I called it run. There's nothing in run. There's no assignment.
Yeah, because we have to make the assignment. All
Okay.
you did right now is you just created it like a title for it.
Sure. Okay, got it.
Just FYI, Jen, I'm putting in my email, my whatever, and my my computer login, and it's not letting me log on.
It's
So
just,
first name dash or dot last name and then your password for your computer.
For the password,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for your password.
it's not letting me in.
Okay,
it's
did you
email.
try doing Margaret.Murphy?
That's what I used.
Okay, try Maggie.Murphy.
Okay, never mind. Actually, I figured out. I just had to hit edit, and now I can see where I can attach a file and all.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get into Canvas at all. And Katie reset my password and I still can't get in. And she said, and I'm using BettyAnn.Schweed using my computer password. That's what she set it to.
Yeah.
So I'm still not in.
Yeah, you're going to have to ask Katie because I have nothing to do with that part.
Yes, I'm trying to follow. And then, of course, right before the meeting started, I lost my internet. So I'll
Yeah.
follow. You're not having a good day with this.
Sorry.
So I'm not able to get on with with Maggie either. So, I'm just listening and taking notes, and that's fine. Who do I talk to Katie Dorr to fix that?
Yep. Okay, you guys, I'm going to take you back to basically your home page. So I'm just going to go to my home page. So now you guys are back to watching, not doing. Basically, how to get around in your Canvas. Your to-do things are over on the right-hand side. So you'll see that I still need to grade these 4 things, these 3 things, these 4 things. So that's super handy. It'll tell me literally what I need to do. If you X one of these out, it'll ignore until there's another submission. So I would be very careful about Xing these out because you might be like, oh shoot, I forgot, I need to actually go grade that. The nice thing about Canvas is that you can set up your notifications any way you want. And I would honestly do that as one of your first things to do, because it will literally bug you for every single notification otherwise. And the way that you would do that is that you would go up to the account, your little avatar, and you would click on notifications. And I have mine, I'm not gonna I'll give you time at the end so that you can play with your notifications. That's why I sent you the agenda, so you could kind of see the different things that we're gonna go through. I literally don't want to see things except for once a week, or once every day. And then this is how you would set it right here. So I can click on if I want it every day, the time of the day that I want it. It is really great. So the legend is up here where it says notify me right away, send daily summary, send weekly, or don't send me anything. So for me, on my grading, I want to know when I need to grade something, because otherwise I'm going to forget about it. But I could always say that I just want a daily summary. I can come down, scheduling, groups, conferences, alerts, whole bunch of different options that you can choose from. I would set, especially if you're brand new at it, I would be pretty conservative about how many notifications you're getting. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy. Like cray, jump off the bridge kind of crazy. So, because you're going to get overwhelmed pretty fast. All right, so if I come back to my dashboard and I come back to my class, one of the really great things that I appreciate about this is that I can always click on this button over on the side that says Student View. So I can see what my kids are gonna see. And that's important because you might think that you have it set up one way, and then you go and you click on Student View, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, how come they can see all these things? I don't want them to see all these things. So you can fix it. So if I come back here, now notice it's like a toggle switch, so I can reset a student. So if I'm showing a kid how to submit an assignment up in front of the board or whatever, and I submit an assignment as a student, then when I have the next class and I need to do it again, I can click reset student and then go through the process again without having it look any different for the kids. I'm gonna leave student view. And here is where I'm going to go down to settings. And settings is super easy to get overwhelmed in. So just concentrate, take notes on the things that I'm going to show you. Number one, you can always choose an image. That's if you're going to get super fancy. Clearly, I don't care. I do not care. And this image is what will show up on your dashboard. So that very first page that had all those cards. I always change the name of my course and I make it as specific as possible. Because your class names might end up with being something really super long and the kids are going to have a hard time finding it. So the more specific you can make your class name for you and your kids, the better. So you'll see for me, this is my master class because I've got other classes, all of my sections that are health all together. And I have it so that it's the year and the semester. When I name my course code, the course code is what the kids are gonna see. I always just copy this and paste it down here. That way, when the kids are looking through their Canvas courses, I can say, look for your Health Master 2019-2020 S2, because I show them how to get into it for semester 1, but then they're gonna need to it for semester 2. The reason I'm very specific about this is that if I just say Health Master, well then next year when I wanna use this same information and I've already tweaked what worked and what didn't, then I have to try and figure out which freaking class I used before to import it into my next year's class, and I don't wanna do that. So I'm trying to save you some heartache later on. Okay. Don't forget that anytime you change anything, at the very bottom, it will say update course details. I didn't change anything, so then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to navigation. Now, navigation is basically what the kids are going to see. So anything above this line is what kids are going to see. Anything below this line are what kids will be hidden from them. So if you want to hide everything and you just want to link them where they're going to go, I always keep that. Syllabus, assignments, quizzes, because I'm going to link everything to them, right? I can link all of this stuff, and then when I click save, you will see that the things that I just moved down now have those little eyes with the crosses through them. So if I go back to my home page and I go to student view again, you'll see that now they can only see these 4 items on the left-hand side. Now, I'm gonna leave this. This is considered my home page. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have you guys create just a page. And it's kind of like the same as an assignment. I'm gonna have you create a page and I'm gonna show you how to set your home page. Now, for the district, what they want us to do is they want us to choose a home page that is either the modules themselves or announcements, so that it gets the kids right where they're supposed to be. So that means that literally then when they open up this class, they will either see their modules or their announcements. So if I go over to the right-hand side and say choose home page, and I say I want it to show my course modules, and I say save. If I go to student view, oh, sorry you guys. I have to use my phone as a hotspot, so, because I'm out here in the freaking booty wops. So my kids can just see the items that I have published for them to see. They can't see any of my teacher stuff because I don't publish those. So what the district wants is for us to either have it so that it opens up and kids are getting their information and their assignments here, or they want them to go to their announcements and to be able to click where their announcements are.
So when you change that, I didn't see announcements as one of the choices.
It's not. I have them as my, I just put my home page here and I only leave the announcements open.
So when we're making our home page, how if we want them just to go to announcements instead of modules,
then what you would do is you would create a page that says go to announcements. So this right here would say, welcome to my class, click on announcements.
Okay.
That's all you have to do. All right, so what I want you guys to do is I'm gonna give you some time, is I want you to click on pages over on the left-hand side of your screen. And then up at the top, there's a blue button that just says plus page. I want you just to create a page. So Marcy, if you know that you want your kids to go to announcements, go say, you know, welcome, and then in the text or in the body of it, be like, go there. Go to announcements. If you want to just have a page that just like mine that says, hey, welcome, this is where you're going to go for all your information. For me, because my kids go to announcements, in that I would say, go to announcements. But this is just kind of practice of creating a page, because creating a page and creating an assignment are both very, very similar. So I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes. And ask questions as you go.
As I recall, when I was starting to learn this way back in days of yore, pre-COVID, we want to try to move to creating everything on Canvas rather than creating it in Word and uploading it, correct?
No. So okay, so there's a difference. So when you this is just a learning management system, right? It is not designed for necessarily the kids working on something within Canvas. There's different things that we can add to Canvas so that the kids can work in it, which is what the Office 365 tool on my screen is, and we're going to go over that a little bit more in the intermediate class. That is a pretty new tool that connects to our OneDrive. That's the problem that we're having with Canvas, is that you can't necessarily, like, you can work on Word documents now, but you can't work on a PDF. And a lot of the times we get our PDFs out of our workbooks, or we have a PDF that we're using offline. And the problem with that is that the kids literally have to download it, upload it to a different website to work on it, save it and download it, and then upload it again. So that's why if we want to work, if we want a more of a seamless kind of transition, I highly, highly recommend that you make things in your OneDrive using Microsoft.
So does that mean we should really be learning more how to use OneDrive?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really been using it at all, except
Yes.
I stumble through it when something comes through from social committee, but that's about it. I don't use it, so I don't know that application either.
Yeah, basically what OneDrive is it's kind of like your file manager on your computer, like your file explorer, that little thing that looks like the manila envelope, you know, the file folder. That's where you store all of your things on your computer. OneDrive is literally just you storing everything up in the cloud. That's all it is.
Right, okay. Is that through OneNote?
No, OneNote is part of the Microsoft suite. So
Okay.
Maggie, what I'm going to show you is that if I go up and I go to my Microsoft 365 account, which is just office.com, there's all of these different things that are the suite. So Word is part of the Microsoft suite, Excel is, PowerPoint is, OneNote is, okay? So OneDrive, if I click on that, what you're going to see is you're going to see all of my files. So these are literally all of the files that I have on my computer. And I have literally drug everything I own up to my OneDrive so that I can access it no matter where I go. And now that we have this add-in for Canvas where we can use our Microsoft 365 documents to actually insert them into Canvas instead of using PDFs, it's even more important.
Right, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
So Jen, I made, oh, sorry.
Go.
Oh, I made a page and then I tried to set it as my home page and it's not, that's not an option.
Okay, so here's what you guys have to do. So if everybody can just take a second and look over at me. If I'm in my pages, and you'll notice that there was a blue button, I'll go back one more time. If I'm in my pages and I'm like, well, there's my page and it's my front page, but where the heck are all my other pages? I have to click on view all pages first. And then I have to find the one that I want to make my home page. So it's a two-step process, and that part is kind of confusing sometimes. So if you are looking on the agenda, I've also typed it out there. So if I go up and I want, drug slang terms, yay. First of all, what I have to do is I have to publish it. And then these 3 action buttons over on the side, I say use as front page. So is everybody paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you will be in pages. You'll say view all pages, choose the one you want, so the one that you just made, use as front page. Then you'll see that it shows front page right there. Then when you come back and you click on home, because mine was already set as a page for my front page, it will automatically already toggle here. The default is the course stream activity. So what you would have to do is you would have to click on pages for front page, and then then it would show up. Did it work, Marcy?
Yeah, and now I remembered that it is. It's like it's not intuitive, but once you do it, it's like, oh, Doug, it's easy.
Well, and it's hard because it's a two-step process, and it should just be a freaking one-step process. Really? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Ben, I have a question.
Yeah.
You showed that one screen where you can drag things so that kids don't have to see everything, and you keep it simple with home, announcements, grades, and modules.
Yep.
Okay, I did that. And the announcements, home, announcements, grades, and modules are my top 4.
Okay.
And announcements and modules have the no slash eyeball thing.
Okay, so let's go back to your settings. Are you in your current class, Holly, or one that's not published?
I'm in a current class.
Okay, so do you see these 4 things up at the top?
Yeah.
And then you clicked on save?
Yeah.
And they're still not showing up?
Yeah, welcome to my life.
Well, no. If that's the case, Holly, go back to your home and then go to student view and see what they see. So go back, click on home, and then come over to student view.
Okay.
And tell me what you see on the left-hand side.
Home and grades.
So your announcements and modules aren't showing up still?
No.
I might need to remote into you.
Jen, I also have a question.
Sure.
I have just home, announcements, and grades listed for the kids to be able to view. And when I click on grades and go into student view, there's some old assignments in there that they can see, like from the fall.
Okay.
And really what I do see my new assignment from last week. That's really, I just want them to be able to see the assignments from this COVID time period right now.
Okay, so if you click on your grade book and then you go view, is it view?
Oh wait, I gotta get out of student view. Okay. So I click on grades.
So you go to your grade, yeah, so go to grades and it'll open up your grade book.
Okay.
And then if you come down, you can unpublish your assignments.
So when I click on, oh, let's see. So when I click on grades, it takes me to class grades and I just see a big list of kids.
So you can adjust what your grade book looks like too under grade book.
Arrange.
Most of the stuff, you guys, for your grade book is all about just messing around with it and playing. In the intermediate course, I'm going to talk about how you can send emails and then you can also color code these things too. Yeah, Mars?
So when I hid everything except for home, modules, and announcement, and then when I went to student view, they can only see home. Which actually wouldn't be terrible because if I linked everything to my homepage.
Mm-hmm.
So is it, so that it's, I'm just trying to figure out why, like I can still, like at the bottom, so I'll, like I dragged everything except for home, announcements and modules, and then on the side it's showing like all the little crossed out eyeballs.
Could that be because she doesn't have anything in them yet?
Sometimes that's what it means. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you don't have something in something, it's, so Holly, that could be your reason. Thanks, Tracy. Yeah.
Okay, good point. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing.
Yep, it's because it's empty. I forgot about that.
Hey,
girl. What?
Is there a way to change the font?
For?
Like when I'm typing, I can see how to change the font size, but I can't figure out how to change the actual type.
Right. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is over on the left-hand side, I want you to click on assignments. And then you can just just create an assignment. I don't care. Just click on create assignment, name it something. Now, when you're in this setting, this is where you're going to be able to insert pictures, insert video links, insert hyperlinks. So if you don't know what a hyperlink is, basically a hyperlink is something that is going to take you someplace else. And it could normally be either between your own Canvas course, or it could be a link to an external website that you want kids to look at. Now, if you wanted to embed an image, you can do it right here. One of the things with images is that you actually have to upload the image first, or go over to the right-hand side, and you can search Flickr for it if you want, or you can upload an image. That part's up to you, which is why I don't have a whole bunch of images in my stuff, because it's just a pain in the butt. Now, if I wanted to insert a video from my YouTube channel, and that's a whole nother sack of potatoes, just so you know. Let's say I wanted to put this one in. I can do it a couple different ways. I can either just go to the share button and copy the link. And if I do that, I come back and I can paste in the link, and you have to hit enter. Okay, so what that means is it's going to embed that video so that they can see it there. However, if you do this and the video is blocked, they won't be able to watch it. Okay, so that's important for you to know, that if it is a blocked video and you link it to an external source, the kids won't be able to watch it.
And there's no way for us to know if it's locked or not.
And there's really no way for you to know.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a few kids say they couldn't watch one of my videos from last week, but some of them are able to.
Okay, the reason for that means that they're not logged into their Chrome account. So over here in the top, can you guys see this part? I don't know if there's a black bar there or not.
We can see it.
Okay, so over here, if this is their home account, if they have their own Gmail account and they're signed into that, they won't be able to watch a video that is cleared by the district, like that you may be put in. So if you ever have a kid say, well, I can't watch it, and you have another kid say, well, I opened it fine, it meant that they were not logged in with their school email. So if that's the case, they need to sign out of their other Gmail account and then log in with their school identification email.
Can you embed videos that are from websites that they have to log into? Like Scholastic.
I don't know, you'd have to try it.
And I'm assuming since Scholastic's approved, that's a video I can approve, but what other stuff do we can pretty much use our judgment, or does it all have to be cleared, or?
So that's the interesting part, is that you're not gonna really know if it's cleared or not, because you're on a teacher account, right? So it's best to get them cleared, or download them and put them in just like this. So here's my thing. I'm sorry, what?
You have all your videos cleared through
because my channel, yes. So this is my channel for YouTube, and Katie has gone through and cleared all of my playlists. So if I put a video up here to my playlist, it's automatically going to be cleared by Katie, which is why I suggest that if you've got videos that you want, to put them here, put them in your own YouTube channel. And there are, you guys, I did not know about YouTube, other than I made a YouTube channel 3 years ago. And so when I was doing the tutorials in the Canvas course that Katie sent you an invite for, not the one that says getting around Canvas, but the other one, that whole YouTube section was me learning at the same time.
We can also use Safari montage videos, at least for this year while we still have the subscription, and
Yes.
those are all approved. The kids might
Yes.
have to sign in. You just have to tell them they have to use their school email and their computer password, but there are so many videos and people forget about that.
Yeah, Safari montage, but just like Marcy said, that's one of the things that's going to go away for next year.
What about,
Marcy, what else?
oh, sorry. I was wondering, what about for the Khan Academy videos?
Yes.
I have been going to YouTube and using the link there to embed them, but I'm getting it from YouTube instead of Khan Academy itself because I can't figure out how to do it within Khan Academy.
Okay, so I'm going to show you something that is going to be life-changing. Are you ready?
Sweet.
Okay, so first of all, you had asked me about font and all that kind of business.
Yeah.
So if you highlight it, basically your font is limited to this. It's also limited to these sizes, which is a huge and complete and total bummer. Now, here's the deal, is that, don't freak out, Canvas is going to go to a newer version called Rich Content Editor, and we have it currently turned off for everyone, but you have the ability to turn it on. And I've made all of my videos in this screen.
Trying to use that. I didn't realize that that was turned off.
Yeah, so this right here is what like the classic would be called.
Okay.
If you wanted to turn it on, basically where it, I'm gonna get out of this, you guys. It's all of the same tools, but they just look a little different. So in my health and life management class, if I wanted to create an assignment or a page or whatever, now you'll see that my screen looks different.
Mm-hmm.
So see what it looks like. So while I might not necessarily be able to do different sizes, there's different options for my screen. So let's say I want to make my screen a little bit bigger so I have more room so I can see everything a little bit differently. If I wanted to embed a link here, it would look like this. Now I can embed, remember I told you I can embed, like I want you to go to the page and look at this. This is where I would link that. So if I wanted to link them to a page in my course, let's say I want to link them there.
Whoa.
Or let's say that I wanted to upload or record a media. If I wanted to, I could click on the embed code right here, go back here. So now I'm in my YouTube channel. I can click share and get this embed code. Paste it here. And then there's my video.
That's how I've been doing it, but I wish I could do that within Khan Academy.
Okay,
So not through
so-
YouTube.
So I just went through that. Hang on, I'm going to show you something now. All right, sister. Settings, apps. That's probably not going to show me. So these are all the apps that are available for Canvas. However, some of them we have to pay for. So like Turnitin, we have to pay for. Some of the other ones we don't have to pay for. So if I go back down and it's all in alphabetical order. If I click on Khan Academy, Tracy, I can add the app and I'm going to name it Khan Academy, and I add the app. And when I refresh my page, it'll show up over on the left-hand side. Or if it's not going to show up on the left-hand side, which is really cool, if I make my announcement, or I'm sorry, an assignment, and I say new assignment, and I come here, when I go to create an external tool, like if I want to use Khan Academy, I click on this and I choose Khan Academy. And what this is going to do is it's going to give me all of the Khan Academy stuff.
What? That's so cool.
So I can click on math, I can go to 6th grade, I can go to ratios, I can go to visualizing them, and then I can pick which one I want to embed.
Oh my God, that makes life, okay, wait. So what did you do to go to that special thing that you said that we don't all have access to now?
Okay, so it is in settings, and then apps up at the top.
Okay.
And then for some reason, Khan Academy, it doesn't like searching for it very well. If I just type it in.
KHAN.
Oh, there we go. Well, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, you click on it, and then you say add app.
And it'll show up on the left.
It looked like it didn't even show up on the left at all. It looks like it just showed up in my external tools that I could use.
Okay.
It showed up before in external tools before I added it, but I wasn't able to use it until I added it to my Canvas class.
Jen, I think you also said something about us being able to choose like a different version. I think that's Tracy. So how do we choose the different version so we get that extended toolbar?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're in settings and you come up to feature options, and it is right here, RCE enhancements. And all it is a toggle switch, so you just turn it on.
Well, I'm glad they made that so easy to find. Geez, why do they have to say things like RCE enhancements? Who knows?
I know, right?
I'm sorry, what is the RCE enhancement for?
So the RCE enhancement is that different toolbar at the top when you're making your assignments or your pages.
Okay. So Jen, what you just showed with Khan Academy, what I've been doing with Screencastify is I just have a link, but I would rather have it embedded so the actual video shows up. And I'm sometimes it seems like I'm successful with that and sometimes I'm not.
So what you have to do, so Screencastify is a Google product. So that means that as soon as you make your video, it shoots itself to Google Drive. So if you go to your Google Drive with your Ann.McGreevy or whatever, because you've got that weird name thing. If you go to your Google Drive, you can actually download it from there and then upload it here, or you can get the embed code from there.
Okay.
Honestly though, when you do a Screencastify, there's a button on there that says send to YouTube.
Right.
And so that's what I use. I make my Screencastifies and I send it to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then that way, that's just easier.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Marcy.
Jen, are you using Flipgrid at all?
I have used Flipgrid, but I'm not using it right now. It was one of those things that I was going to start doing later on in the school year when I was going to have kids do a video of themselves tying a tie. But Flipgrid is also on here for an app, and you can add it.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. So things to keep in mind when you are creating an assignment. I'm going to show you one other thing. So, here is where, when you're creating an assignment, you want to give it a point value or not. So let's say I'm going to give it, it's worth 10 points. Now, this assignment group part is kind of important. If you want it to go to Skyward, whatever you name it has to be what matches the category in Skyward. So if you'll see that I've got imported assignments. That's because another teacher from Vista has sent me an assignment, and I had to change it to assignment because imported assignment doesn't live in Skyward. Assignment does. Skill does. Quiz does. So you have to make sure that you're doing those. So you can either make a new group right here, or if you're in your assignments page up on the top right, it'll say new group and you can make it there as well. So if I've got an assignment, if I want kids to submit something online, so I want them to submit a PDF or something like that, then what I would do is I would click on File Uploads so that they have the option to upload something, okay? If I want this assignment to go to Skyward, I have to click on Sync to SIS. So that's our student information system. So if I want it to go, that's what I have to click on. If I don't click on that, it's not going anywhere. It's just gonna stay in Canvas. Now, I have several classes in this master class. So if, because I see my kids on different days, you guys have probably different sections. So for Holly, Holly's got 10 different sections of PE classes. And she doesn't want to make an assignment for every single freaking class. She wants to make one assignment and give it to everyone. What that's called is cross-listing, and I'm going to go over that in the next class, which happens in 10 minutes. So I got to start wrapping this up. But if I click on this, you will see that I've got my 2 different third period classes. So mine are separated. So if I wanted to put in my next class, so like for Chris, if you've got a language arts class that you see third period and fifth period, you would want to put both of them here. If you've got a social studies class that you see fourth period and sixth period, you want to put them together in a different course. So that when you go to assign them something, it goes to every single kid that is in your course. I separate mine out because blue and gold days obviously land on different days. And so for me, it works out best because I could say that this was going to be due on one day, and then I can add my gold day down here. So for Chris, if you've got your section 1 and section 2 and you want to both do on the same day, then you just slap that up here. Or make it easy on yourself. And this is super exciting for me because I never get to choose everyone because it's always opposite days. Then you say when it's due. So for me, I've got my classes built out for the next 6 weeks for health. So what I can do is I can say, okay, for this next one, it's going to be due next Friday, but I don't want them to actually be able to get to it or access it. It'll be published, they can see it, but they can't turn anything in. And I can say I want them to be able to access it on Monday. And then the nice thing about Until is that if you've got a certain deadline that they have to have this thing turned in by, then you can say, as soon as it hits the 25th, it's closed. So you can still see it, but you can't turn anything in. And then when you're ready to create it, you say save and publish. Yes, Marcy.
Sorry, I just never put my hand down.
Oh, okay. All right, so anyone? I know it was a lot of information. I know. I'm sorry. I will be running more of these trainings. It's a lot of information for you to grasp onto, and I get it. And this is hard and it's uncertain, and I'm super thankful that I did this last year so that I can actually help you guys, because otherwise we'd all be swimming around with concrete boots.
Yeah, you're a godsend. Wait, before you go really, really quick, Jen,
Yeah.
I totally have a pen and paper. I added the Khan Academy app, but can you show me how to embed the video from that app now real quick?
Yep.
Can I do it in announcements? Or does it
Um,
have to be in assignments?
in assignments, because you're using an external tool.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So what you would do is you would make your assignment, but then in your announcement, you would link it over to that assignment.
Okay. Okay,
So,
I'm going to do it in assignment.
Yeah, so if you're going to do the intermediate class, this is where you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what you would do is you would choose your external tool for your submission type, Tracy.
Okay.
And then you would say find, because you're going to go find it, and then you're going to choose Khan Academy.
Okay, gotcha.
So Marcy, you see there's Flipgrid right here?
Yeah,
Also-
that's what made me think about it, because I thought there's some really good social skills stuff I could have my students do.
Well, and what's interesting is that when you actually add the app for Flipgrid, I know for sure it shows up over on the left-hand side, because I've done that before.
What's really fun is getting the fact that, okay, fun because I'm a dork. I like that I'm getting assignments for my kids from Bellingham because I'm getting to see what they're using and what they're assigning my kids. And it's giving me more ideas. Like Flipgrid, I'd never used Flipgrid before, but I was like, oh, duh, that's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Wait, so now that you've done that, can I pick a specific video for them to watch and embed it right in?
Yep, you literally just follow the breadcrumbs. So if you go to 6th grade and then you find what your topic is in 6th grade. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I know.
Okay. Gotcha. Sorry, I remember you doing that now.
So you guys, what I want to make sure that you do is that when you are choosing your homepage, that you either are having a homepage that is a welcome that says go to your announcements, or you choose your homepage to be your course modules.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Sweet.
At least for this year. Next year, knock yourself out.
Okay. Thanks, Jen. You're an all.
Okay, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Email me with specific questions if you have them.
Okay, Jen, I'm gonna do the next course if you want to send me the info for it.
I send them both at the same time.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay, sweet.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jen.
Okay, bye you guys.
Bye.
Is it the same link or do we have to exit? and-
It's a different link.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Hi, thanks, Jen.
Yep.